Welcome to Middle Class Matters Business News in English from Dr. CMA Allegation on democratic backsliding in the world's largest democracy, that is in India. An article written by Das from Ashoka University. Part number 8. 6. Turnout manipulation and in high Muslim share areas. The section tests whether electoral discrimination of minorities, especially Muslims, is a potential source of turnout manipulation. Lahin 2022 shows using individual voter level panel data on electoral rolls from the state of Uttar Pradesh during 2012-2017 that in state assembly constituencies with BJP incumbents elected in 2012, Muslim voters have a significantly higher probability of being deleted from the electoral rolls in 2017. Nature's 2018 shows using data from the state of Bihar that polling officers in charge of conducting election in a polling station exercise significant discretion in allowing registered voters, especially from minority communities such as Muslims, to vote. Since Muslim names are culturally distinct, Muslim voters are easily identified in the electoral roll. Therefore, they can be subject to both strategic deletion discussed above and strategic discrimination. Moreover, such exercises are easier in states controlled by the incumbent party, since the state government can influence assignment of officials in charge of electoral roll revisions as well as polling officers. Hence, if fraud is the appropriate explanation, I expect the polling station level irregularities to be concentrated in areas within a parliamentary constituency that have high Muslim presence. Precise control, on the other hand, would predict the opposite. This is because the party historically enjoyed minimal support from among Muslims and consequently spent significantly less effort in mobilizing Muslim voters. JAR 2017, for example, points out that the party did not focus on areas with significant Muslim presence since it did not expect to get significant support from them. It instead directed its efforts towards voters who could be converted to vote in favor of the party, especially those belonging to lower caste among Hindus. This is consistent with Varshni 2019, who reports using NES data that while support for the party increased substantially between 2014 and 2019, especially among scheduled caste SCs and other backward classes OBCs, two large disadvantaged caste groups among Hindus. It remained constant among Muslims. In both elections, only 8% of Muslims are reported to have voted for the BJP. Using the data on home visits by party workers, I also find that BJP is significantly less likely to visit Muslim homes compared to non Muslim homes, while other parties are more likely to visit them. Hence, if the polling station level irregularities are due to exercise of precise control, we should expect it to be concentrated in areas within a parliamentary constituency that have low Muslim share of the electorate. Since Muslim electorate share at the polling stations is not known, I map each polling station to the assembly constituency it falls under. Each assembly constituency is subsumed within a parliamentary constituency, and each parliamentary constituency on average contains about 7 assembly constituencies. The data on assembly level Muslim electorate share described in section 3 could provide within parliamentary constituency variation in Muslim electorate share across polling stations falling in different assembly constituency segments. The final sample for this analysis contains more than 8,50,000 polling stations mapped to 3,098 assembly constituencies, 76% of all assembly constituencies covering 475 parliamentary constituencies. The mean Muslim share in an assembly constituency is 0.14. However, there is wide variation across assembly constituencies with 5th percentile at 0.1 and 95th percentile being 0.43. Appendix figure A9 shows the distribution across all assembly constituencies. Appendix table 8 regresses polling station level BJP vote share on assembly constituency level Muslim in share and finds a sizable and statistically significant negative relationship both across parliamentary constituencies as well as within a parliamentary constituency. Now, to shed light on the mechanisms discussed above, I focus on close election parliamentary constituencies, that is, those with absolute BJP win margin within 0.16 and run the following specification, where J denotes polling station, A denotes assembly constituency, and P denotes parliamentary constituency. YJAP is one of the three outcome variables, that is, 1 vote share of BJP in a polling station, 2 relative BJP vote share as defined above, and the indicator I BJP vote share defined above. QP is parliamentary constituency fixed effect, and Muslim share AP is Muslim electorate share in assembly constituency A in parliamentary constituency P. The regression implements the difference in discontinuity specification with PC fixed effects that subsume the running variable, the treatment BJP1 and their interaction. It compares polling stations within a PC and checks if the BJP's vote share is high or is more like to exceed its 95th percentile in assembly constituency segments with higher Muslim share, and whether this relationship is different between parliamentary constituencies and BJP barely won and lost. Estimates the relationship in parliamentary constituencies lost by BJP. Y is the differential estimate for parliamentary constituencies won by BJP and is our coefficient of interest. Precise control of hypothesis implies 0, while manipulation would imply more than 0. Table 8 reports the results. The three columns correspond to the three outcome variables mentioned above. Panel A reports the results for the full sample, while Panel B reports it for BJP ruled states. As before, I restrict attention to parliamentary constituencies with BJP's win margin within 0.16. In Panel A, the estimates of in all the columns is negative and statistically significant at 1% or 5%. However, the estimates of Y are positive and statistically significant at 10% or 5%. In panel B, the estimates of are also positive, but in columns 1 and 2, they are noisily estimated. The estimate for the dummy, indicating high BJP vote share in a polling station, is large in magnitude and statistically significant at 10%. The estimates of indicate that the Muslim electorate share does not predict extreme outcomes in favor of BJP in parliamentary constituencies barely won by BJP, even though it strongly negatively predicts such outcomes in parliamentary constituencies barely lost by the party. Appendix table A9 partitions the sample used in panel B column 3 into polling stations with high turnout higher and lower than 800 and estimates the same specification. To allow comparison, column number 1, table A9 reports the same results as column number 3 of table 8. Columns 2 and column 3 report the results for two subsamples separately. we find that the estimate is large in magnitude and statistically significant at 1%, and while it is smaller in magnitude and statistically insignificant for non-BJP ruled states. This is consistent with the graph reported in figure 4. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it to as many people as possible to spread the information as voter awareness, how to decide whom to vote and how to vote. Thanks for watching.